Hey y'all, it's Megan. If you are returning to my channel, welcome back. And if you're new, welcome aboard. So I just gotta start this off by, last night I had to go to Target and I literally went for the sole purpose of buying this one shirt because I saw it when I was in there looking for something for my husband's birthday a couple weeks ago, and I was like, I can no longer live without this shirt. And it was from the men's section, which, why was this in the men's section? I don't know, but I totally do not care, and I bought it anyway. And it is a Disney villains shirt, like specifically the female villains, and they're all artsy and super cool. And I'm gonna insert a photo here, which, sorry, it's like ye old Target mirror dressing room selfie, so you know, super high quality photo we're working with here. But look at this thing. It says baddies on it, which I could do without the words, but I loved the art style and the fact that it's villains, and we all know that I love the villains. So I was like, I have to have this. I don't care that it's a men's shirt. I don't care that it's too big for me. If I can only wear it at the gym, I don't care. I must have this shirt. So I went last night and I bought it, and I am so excited to wear it. I have to wash it first, but I'm thinking it's probably gonna be like one of my new favorite shirts. So that got me thinking about what other baddies are around the Disney parks. And the first thought I had was guests. Mean guests, rude guests. I'm gonna go with, because it sounds nicer to me, and I don't want to portray these guests in like a super negative light, and I'm not trying to be mean or rude about them, but I feel like a lot of people, A, like story times, B, if you are in the college program or you've been in the college program, you're gonna be in the college program, these are things that you can expect to encounter. You're gonna be around some people that are not necessarily super happy, super nice, and that's just part of the job. And I think that it helps to know that if you have experienced it, that you are not the only one, and it's not because of you necessarily. Sometimes guests just are having a really bad day, or something has made them act out and be less than ideal guests. So I'm not gonna label them as bad guests or mean guests or anything like that, but today I am gonna talk about a couple of stubborn guests that I encountered while I was working at Disney. So the first one, this man has the utmost sympathy from me because of the situation that he came into the parks with. He was there, his daughter was part of Make-A-Wish, which I've mentioned before. I'll link it down below if you want to check out how you can donate money or time or anything to the Make-A-Wish Foundation. It's a company that grants wishes for terminally ill kids, so they want to meet a certain celebrity or they want to go to Disney World is a big one a lot of times, and Make-A-Wish enables that to happen. So great company, great thing that if you wanted to donate any money to, they can always use it. It's always appreciated. But that is what brought this particular family to Disney World this particular day. And with the Make-A-Wish kids, a lot of times they aren't able to walk onto the boat very easily, so we either do a rope boat to make it more stable for them so that they can get on, or Make-A-Wish children, when I was there, I'm not sure if it's still this way, but Make-A-Wish got kind of a front of the line pass. They went in through the exit of most rides, and they would get on when other guests got off of a boat. We would put them immediately onto it, and then we would take the boat up to the loading dock and we would put other people onto the boat to fill up the rest of the space, but they got the first seating. So this little girl, she was probably 9 or 10, and she was able to walk onto the boat just fine. She just hopped on there. They had a pretty big party, so we had to split them up. Half came in through the front door and half came in through the back door, so that they would all be together up at the front of the boat instead of having them all line one side of the boat. We try to load evenly because otherwise the boat starts like doing that if you load everyone on this side and no one on this side. So, you know, we loaded everyone, and we said, you know, you 6 going on this side, you 6 going on this side. The little girl came in through the back door, which would have put her, if I'm standing on the boat, she would have been onto my right side. And I realize that probably looks like left to y'all. It's my right. Anyway, so she came on down and she slid up and she was super happy. And I was like, hey, what's up? And, you know, we were talking, and then her dad came on to the left. He came in through the front door. So he came on up, and, you know, the rest of the party was filing in. And the dad is like setting his stuff down on the seat, and then he stands back up, and he like, once you've been a skipper for a little while, you can tell the look that guests get when they are getting ready to cross the crates. And I've mentioned before, don't cross my crates, it's not good. And so I was like, well, can I just have you stay on the side that you came in on? We got to keep it level, and we don't want anyone crossing over anything in the middle. And we always explain that to anyone who was like, can I sit on that side? And we'd be like, if you want to sit on the other side, you just have to walk around the back, go around the engine and come up on that side. I don't care what side you sit on. It doesn't really matter as long as the boat is kind of even. But we just can't have anyone crossing over the middle, for the very important reason that there are speakers immediately above the center crates, and they are right at adult head height. So if someone crosses over, they don't have enough clearance to make sure that they are not gonna like whack their heads on these things. So that was the main goal for keeping everyone not crossing the crates, it's for safety. That's what everything at Disney is about. If there's a rule, it's for safety probably. So, I was like, can I get you to stay on the side that you were on? And he looks at me and he goes, and he's like, I'm just gonna sit over there. And I'm like, if you want to sit over there, that's fine. Just go around the back for me. And he's like, no. And he steps over, and in the process, he does hit his head, and he was a bald gentleman. And he did start, he got a little cut, and it started to bleed a little bit. It wasn't like gushing blood. We didn't have to call for any medical assistance or anything. It was just, scraped the skin, and a little drop of blood. He's like, your speakers are super low. And I was like, I know, I'm so sorry. Are you okay? Just, can you stay on the side? Because when he hit, he just kind of like dropped, and he was straddling the center crates. And then he was like, instead of saying, yeah, I'm fine, I understand now, got it, he was like, you really should do something about that. And he looks at his daughter and was like, I'm sorry, sweetie, they just won't let daddy sit with you. I know that you really wanted to sit with me, but I'm not allowed to sit over there. I don't know why. And I was like, he can sit with you, it's fine. I was like, just go around, if you, at this point he was sitting down. I was like, just swing your legs around, just don't stand back up, please. And he was like, no, I'm sitting right here. And I was like, okay, that's good. So he sat right in the middle, right on the front crate, staring at me about 6 inches from my face the entire time. And he proceeded to spend the entire cruise booing me. He knew that he was wrong, and he was embarrassed by it. And I wasn't gonna keep harping on it. Obviously I wasn't being there like, see, this is why we tell you not to do that. I'm not his mom. That's not my job. My job is to just make sure that he's okay and give them a fun time. He was fine. They had a good cruise other than that. And then they got off, and he didn't say anything else. Like, once he got off, it wasn't like he spun around and was spitting mean things at me or anything. He just had a moment of stubbornness that ended poorly, and we kind of let it go after that. My other stubborn guest story is I was at the back load position. So my job was to help guests into the back of the boat and then escort, show them that they would go around the side of the boat all the way up to the front, and just, kind of keep that path going. There's another skipper who stands in the front and does the same thing. And so we had a family. It was actually just 2 people. It was a dad and a daughter, and they came up and they told us that they had 2, and we were like, okay, cool. And they came in through my door, and I was like, just go ahead and slide all the way around to the front. And most people really like to sit up at the front because you can see the skipper better, you can hear the skipper better. It's, most people just want to be in the front. That's just kind of a thing for most rides. These people did not. They wanted to sit in the back. But they didn't tell us that. So they get on, and they immediately sat down right in the middle of the stairs, right where you get into the boat, right behind the engine. And we're like, hey, can y'all keep scooting around for me? Just scoot all the way up to the front so we can make some more room. Because at this point, another family had walked up, and it was a party of 6, and we were gonna put them on that side and balance out the rest of the boat. So the guy goes, no, we choose to sit here. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, the boat is kind of leaning, so we really need to get some more people onto this side of the boat, because there were like 5 or 6 people on the dock side of the boat. So it was doing like this because there was no one on the water side, just on the dock side. And then they were right in the back behind the engine. So they weren't helping to like level it out any. And I was like, can y'all just scoot around just a little bit? Just make some room for these people to get onto the boat so that we can level it out. And he's like, no. And he took his feet and he put them up, like propped them, you know, like chilling out, propped them up on the engine, and he made his daughter do the same thing. And we're like, okay, that's fine if you want to sit back there. If they had told us that they wanted to sit in the back, all we would have done is had them like stand off to the side until we got everyone else loaded on, then we'd be like, okay, have a seat. That's how, if people had specific places that they wanted to sit, if they were like, we really, really, really want to sit in the back, we'd say, okay, just hang out over here to the side, we'll get some more people on, and then you can have the last spots just for you. But they didn't tell us that they wanted to sit in the back, they just got on and sat there. So we're like, can y'all at least make some room so that this family can scoot by you? And so they took their feet down, but they made absolutely zero effort to make any space. So this poor family of 6, we're like, can y'all just like shimmy over? So they did the awkward movie theater seat shuffle where you're like, excuse me, trying not to bump people with your rear end. And they scooted around and they leveled out the boat. And then as the boat pulled out, because we were like, okay, you can go ahead and it can go now. It's not gonna be like tilted and capsize on us. As it turned out, he turned around and gave me a little smirk, like, ha, I got my way. And I was like, I hope that your day is getting better, sir. I hope that the back of the boat is exactly everything that you hoped it would be. I have no problem letting you ride in the back of the boat. That was not an issue. I just had to get more people onto the boat. That was my only goal. So if you have a specific place that you would like to ride on any attraction, not just the Jungle Cruise, if you want to ride in the front row or the back row of a roller coaster, all you have to do is tell the cast members when you are getting ready to be put into your rows or whatever, just tell them, and they will most likely say just hang out over to the side and the next one will be yours. So don't be stubborn. Don't be set in your ways and not willing to adapt, because everyone is at Disney to have fun. Everyone is at Disney to enjoy themselves. Make sure that you are not ruining the experience for yourself or for anyone else just by being stubborn. It's not the cast member's goal to irritate you or make you mad or ruin your entire day. So just keep that in mind. And once again, the point of this is, if you encounter these situations as a cast member, don't let it like ruin your entire day. Those situations were very few and far between. Most guests are just ecstatic and they are thrilled to be at Disney World, and they're like, oh, I gotta follow some rules, okay, whatever, that's fine, whatever, you know, moving on. And they don't really care, and they're not super set on doing things a certain way. So don't let it get to you if you do encounter something like that. And if you have a strong opinion about how you would like something to be done or how you would like to experience an attraction, just make sure that you're letting the cast members know, because like I said, 99% of the time, that's not gonna be a problem. There's not gonna have to be a situation about it. They'll make sure that it happens for you. So that's it. Those are a couple of not bad guests, not mean guests, just stubborn guests. Guests that had a certain way they wanted things to be done, and they were gonna make sure that it happened just that way. If you have experienced something like that, let me know your experiences down below. I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, y'all.